Hi, thank you for coming to the WRAP group today. Before we get started, I would like to tell you about some of the key concepts of WRAP that Mary Ellen Copeland has established that are some key things that she wants you to get out of the program. First of all, is hope. We want you to have hope that you can get better, that life will get better, and you can get well and stay well. Second is personal responsibility. We want you to take personal responsibility for all your actions, your life, your illness, your diagnosis, everything about you. Then is education. We want you to get educated about everything about you. That includes your illness, things you like to do. That includes medications. That includes treatment, everything. Then is self-advocacy. We want you to be able to speak up for yourself. If there's something wrong or a treatment doesn't work, we want you to be able to feel comfortable to tell the doctor. And lastly, support. We want you to get a support network of at least 5 people that you can count on in time of a crisis or when you need some extra help. So those are the 5 key concepts of WRAP, and we hope that you take away at least those things, if not anything else, out of the group. Next, we will talk about actually writing a WRAP plan. And the first step in writing a WRAP plan is creating your wellness toolbox. Your wellness toolbox is a list of things that you can do to keep yourself well and make yourself feel better in times when you're not feeling so well. So it can be a list of things, or it can be an actual box where you put mementos or pictures or little reminders of things when times when things have gone better, or things little pick-me-ups. So for instance, in my wellness toolbox, I have a picture of a dog that I want to get. I also have the song Happy by Pharrell Williams, which always picks me up. I have a margarita glass that reminds me to stay happy and have fun. I also have a jump rope for exercise. So you can put little things like that in your wellness toolbox, or you can write it down. Like for instance, my list includes music, reading positive resources, exercise, counseling, talking to my peers, and taking a walk. So that's your very first step in writing your WRAP plan. The next step is the daily maintenance plan, and your daily maintenance plan is a list of things that you are required to do to make sure that you stay healthy and happy. But the first part in writing the daily maintenance plan is writing down some adjectives of how you are when you are feeling well. So that way your supporters will know what to look for, and you also will know what to look for if you're not feeling these things. For instance, for me, it would be talkative, being boisterous, energetic, and just overall happy. So you just make a list of 4 to 5 things how you feel well. And it doesn't have to be 4 to 5 things, but we can start off with 4 to 5 things. The next step in the daily maintenance plan is your actual daily maintenance plan, which is the list of things that you need to do every day to make sure you stay happy and well. So it could be anything from taking a shower, taking your meds, making sure you're eating 3 meals a day, talk to a counselor, get some form of exercise, positive affirmations, journaling, guided imagery, and the list goes on and on. Then next we write down things that we might do that can help us out when we're feeling a little down. So these are not things that are required, but these are things that you might want to think about doing to pick you up. Like maybe go to the mall, maybe take a hot bath, maybe get a manicure, maybe do something good for others, maybe call a friend, or maybe have a girls' night out. And then the last thing is things that you might want to do like in the long term. And so that could be like something you might want to do once a month. So like go to the beach, go on a shopping spree, go to a movie, read a good book, things like that. So that's part 1 of the WRAP plan. And next part is identifying triggers. Now we identify triggers, which are things that are external events that can affect us negatively and make us feel bad. So it could be dates of loss, it could be dates of trauma, it could be anniversaries of a loved one's birthday, and on and on. So we write those down so that we can identify them, and we know that if those things come around, like it's maybe a negative person or the smell of substance or alcohol, we know we will have an action plan as to what we're going to do to counteract the effects of those triggers. So after we list our triggers, we write down our action plan. And our action plan is what we're going to do to counteract the effects of those triggers. So if you get around alcohol, what are you going to do? Are you going to walk away? Or are you going to take 5 minutes and just do some deep breathing, or do some slight meditation? So you can go on and on from that. Our next step in creating a WRAP plan is identifying our early warning signs. And our early warning signs are internal subtle little changes within us that let us know that, hey, something's just not right. So they could be like maybe a headache, getting nervous, getting sleepy all the time, not eating, getting forgetful, little things like that. And so you identify them, and then you create an action plan on how you're going to counteract those early warning signs. Then next, we identify our symptoms that we have when things are breaking down. So that means things are getting worse, but you're not quite at a crisis, but you need to get some additional attention. So for me, that would be being jittery, hearing voices, having racing thoughts, risk-taking behaviors, and getting irritated and agitated. So if I would get jittery for one thing, I would put on some music. Or if I get nervous, I would do deep breathing. So after you list your when things are breaking down symptoms, then we make an action plan. There's quick things that we could do to make ourselves feel better. It could be get a medication check. It could be call a counselor. It could be talk to your doctor. It could also be anything. Call a friend. Something that you can do that can avoid you from actually going into the hospital. And then if things still get worse and you've done all that you can do on your end, then it might be time to go check yourself into the hospital. And when you do that, you need to have a crisis plan so that your supporters will know exactly what to do if you should get into a crisis. So the first part of the crisis plan is to write down how you look like when you're well, so that your supporter will know what to spot, that if you don't look like these things, then something's wrong. Then you write down your symptoms of a crisis, and they will know to notice whether or not you're having these symptoms, to know whether or not you need some additional help. Then you make a list of your supporters and the role that you want for them to play. So you put your name, their name, and their number, and the role that they would like to play. Then you want to list the people that you don't want to support you, because they could make things worse. Then you want to list, make a decision on how, if you have more than one supporter, how decisions will be made. It could be like majority rules, or it could be one single person make all the decisions. It's up to you. Then you make a list of your doctors and their phone numbers, your medications, your pharmacies. That way the doctors and the first responders will know what you're taking and who to call if they should need to contact a doctor for further discussion of your treatment. Then you make a list of hospitals that you prefer to go to, and hospitals that you prefer not to go to. And then you make a list of different treatments that you might want to have. It could be alternative treatments, like holistic treatments like massage therapy, music therapy, art therapy, or even electroconvulsive therapy, which is shock therapy. And that way the people at the treatment center will know what type of activities to involve you in. Then you make a list of hold on just a minute. How you would like to be treated in your home, just in case if you need to have a nurse, or if you want to go to the community services board and what kind of care that you want to receive at your home. Then you would make a list of help from others, that how others can help you at home, things that they can do to make things better for you, or things that they do to make matters worse. And then part 9 is in activating the crisis plan. Now, in activating the crisis plan, you write down symptoms or signs to let your supporters know when it's okay for them to start weaning you off of their support, and you can start to take things over. And so you list, like, maybe I slept through the night, maybe I ate 3 meals a day for a couple of days, maybe I took my medicine 3 days in a row, something like that. And so then you sign and you witness the crisis plan, and you can also get it notarized if you want to. Another step in creating a WRAP plan is creating an advance directive. An advance directive is a document that let the first responders and the doctors know at the ER know how you want to be treated in the case of a crisis. There is a psychiatric advance directive and a medical advance directive, or in the case of Virginia, there's a combination of the two. And so this document is a legal document and binding, so that the hospital has to follow your wishes. In this document, you can name a person or agent to speak for you in case 2 doctors have informed your supporters that you're no longer capable of making decisions for yourselves. So in the document, they have space for different powers that you want your agents to have. You can give your agents the ability to put you in the hospital over your objection or not. You also have to list your symptoms, your medications, your doctors, anybody that you want contacted, medications you prefer not to have, treatment facilities that you prefer to go to, and treatment facilities that you prefer not to go to. People that you want to come see you at the hospital. You can list care for children or pets and things that needs to be taken carried out at home. You could also list there's a place for end of life care and prolonged living care. So in case you become in a vegetable state or in a coma, and the doctor says that either you're not going to live, or that you could try treatments for a certain period of time to see if you come out of it. And then finally, there's a place for you to put whether or not you want to be an organ donor. And that document has to be signed and witnessed by 2 adults over the age of 18 who knows that you made those decisions. And then finally, in the WRAP plan is the post-crisis plan. Now, we recommend that you do a post-crisis plan in the hospital towards near your end, at the end of your care, near your discharge, so that you can plan out how you want things to go when you get home. Because sometimes coming from the hospital can be overwhelming. It could be worrisome and tiresome, and just everything hits you at once because you're dealing with new meds. You're also dealing with your illness, and you just need time to recuperate. So on the post-crisis plan, you write down what you're like when you're well, again, so your supporters will know what to look for when you start to feel better. Then you write down how you will know that when you're out of a crisis, and so that you will know when you're starting to feel better and when you can wean yourself off of your supporters' help. Then you list your post-recovery supporters, people that's going to help you out. Now, these people could be different from the people that actually help you during the crisis, or you can just have the same people. And you list what they need to do. And then you list whether or not you feel safe at home, and if not, what can you do to make things better for you. You make a list of things that you must take care of as soon as you get home, and things that can wait a little while when you feel a little bit stronger. Then you list things that you need to do every day to make sure you feel better, things you might do every day to make yourself feel better while you're recovering, things and people that you want to avoid during your recovery period, signs that you may be beginning to feel worse like anxiety, over worrying, not sleeping through the night, and wellness tools that from your wellness toolbox that you will use in case you do get worse. So we'll always go back to the wellness toolbox. Then there's things to consider. You need to thank people that have helped you, so you can make a list of people that you will need to thank, when you will thank them, and how you will thank them. And if you've offended anybody, you can make a list of people that you need to make amends with, how you will make it up to them, and when you will do that. And people that you need to apologize to, when you will do that, and how you will do that. And then there's a place for you to list any medical, legal, or financial issues that have arisen because of your hospitalization. It could be like cutting up credit cards. It could be reestablishing bank accounts. It could be how you're going to pay your bills, how you're going to pay your court costs, or if you have to go to court, scheduling your court dates, or even scheduling your next doctor's appointment. Then you write down things you need to do to prevent further loss. Again, that could be like giving a spare key to a supporter to keep so that you don't go out driving if you're starting to feel better, or they can drive your car home. It could be getting rid of destructive friends. It could be cutting up credit cards again. It could be anything. And then we make a timetable for resuming activities, our normal daily activities. So then you could have to list the responsibility and who's been doing it while you was in a crisis, and what you need to do while you're resuming the responsibility, and the time frame from which you like to take to actually resume the responsibility. So for instance, if you have some projects at work that you're working on and you delegated one of your coworkers to take over, so you would write who your coworker has been doing some of my projects. I need to read up on the project and maybe prepare some PowerPoint slides to start to take over my responsibility. And then I will go back to work half-time for 2 weeks, and then go back to work after that full-time for 2 more weeks and see how it goes. So that's how you write down your timetable for resuming responsibilities. And there's room for at least 6 different responsibilities, but you can write as many as you want. Then there are other issues that you may consider, like signs that your post-crisis phase is over. So maybe again, when I'm feeling happy for most of the time, when I'm not crying anymore, when I eat a sound diet, maybe, or when I decide to go back to work. And then you list changes in your WRAP plan that will help you kind of prevent a crisis from occurring again. Changes in your crisis plan that can ease your recovery at a later date. Changes you will want to make in your lifestyle or your life goals. Maybe your life is too hectic, or maybe you've been taking care of everybody other than yourself. So maybe you might want to delegate responsibility of maybe washing the dishes or something, and so that things don't pile up on you. And then you write out what you learned from the crisis, so that you can remember either to do those things or not to do those things next time. And then things or changes you need to make in your life as a result of what you learned. And then finally, if there's changes that you need to make, how would you do those things? So basically, that concludes our session with how we make a WRAP plan. I'm glad that you came, and I'm glad that you decided to take control of your wellness. Now, making a WRAP plan doesn't guarantee that you won't have other crises or other problems in the future, but it will lessen the chance of you having to actually check yourself in the hospital if you do the daily maintenance plan, and if you prepare for triggers, and if you get organized in your care. So I hope that you've gotten something out of this little discussion about a WRAP plan, and I wish you wellness and happiness for the future. Have a nice day. Bye.